Hello. Headbutts have been bringing people together, literally and metaphorically, for hundreds of years. They reveal links between different groups of people that modern day humans have since forgotten about. In the West, Headbutts go back to 1895 when West Ham United was formed. In Asia, there was no Premier League, so people had to find other ways to be violent. In India, the answer they came up with was Malla Yuddha. Malla Yuddha was wrestling with strikes, eye gouges, and headbutts. It goes back about 3,000 years and is depicted in ancient statues. In this carving, we see two Malla Yuddha fighters watched on by a lion wearing a business tie, which is obviously absurd. Given the temperatures of the time, any lion would have been wearing a tank top. In this statue, a woman breaks her mate's arm, while their other mate nicks a chapati roller. Lord Krishna was also a practitioner, and the Mahabharata talks about him kneeing people in the chest. For a spiritual equivalent, this would be like if the Book of Mark described Jesus landing at people's elbow. There is nothing more savage in all of life than a headbutt. People have usually hit rock bottom when they throw their own brain at you. It's something that connects us to prehistory, and it's also something unusual to see in Asia. The West Ham example makes sense because for a long time the English coexisted with rams, and they had a natural example of how to butt skulls. Indian animals don't usually do that. You ever been headbutted by a mongoose? It's like getting your shin stroked by a mink coat. And yet, Malla Yuddha used it. Neighbouring kings would have their own Malla Yuddha champion, and they would settle disputes over land by getting their champions to fight each other. In India, one of the most valued qualities in a newborn baby was an overactive thyroid. People who practiced Malla Yuddha lived on an akhara. This was like an Olympic athlete's village, except celibate. To the east of India was a vibrant kingdom known as Burma. The first city-states were founded in the 2nd century BC by the Pyu Empire. The Chinese described it as a place so peaceful they used cotton instead of silk so they wouldn't have to kill silkworms. There was much cultural exchange between the Burmese and the neighbouring Indians. It's said that where the heart goes, the head will follow, and Buddhist monks took their peaceful religion into Burma, followed shortly after by the Malla Yuddha headbutters. The Burmese then took the art to a new level in their national sport. Burmese boxing is to boxing what Burmese pythons are to Alan's Lolly's pythons. In Burmese boxing, headbutts are legal, and after an opponent is knocked out, they are given the chance to wake up and try again, like a multiple choice quiz. As the saying goes, why put off till tomorrow a brain injury that you can acquire today? But Burmese boxers are known for their bravery, and the little known sport has started to attract foreigners eager to try it. Meanwhile, in India, Persian Mughals took over from the 12th to the 16th century. They were fairly evenly matched with the Indian kings, except their wrestling style featured no headbutts, so the Mughal Empire was able to spend less on Panadol Rapid than their Indian counterparts. Over time, they spread their form of wrestling across the country. Indian parents also embraced it because it reduced their annual facial reconstructive surgery bill. Malla Yuddha eventually died out, and now Indians are very easy to beat up. I once lost a fight to a crow. When we look at the links between the nations of Southeast Asia and India, we can focus on languages and religion, but the ancient ways these people used to headbutt each other point to a deeper bond that we shouldn't forget, even as the years have passed and the nations have drifted apart. The Chinese Communist Party recently released a 9-dash line expressing its links to Southeast Asia going back centuries. But there's also a 9-gash line imprinted in the munted up foreheads of our ancestors, Indians and Burmese, Thais and Indonesians. celebrating a common heritage of getting knocked out together. Thanks for watching. For more videos on Asia, especially about some of the more interesting and uncommon aspects of the continent that you don't see very well covered in the tourist brochures, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next week.